So we have covered all the essential collaboration tools. Now let's see how we can work on an open source project. For this demo, I'm looking at this repository, Vidly MSE5, in my personal GitHub account. Let's say you want to contribute to this repository. Perhaps you found a bug or want to implement a new feature. So you come to the Issues tab. You can create a new issue and describe the bug or the feature you want to implement, or you can pick one of the existing issues. Currently, there are 79 open issues here. Now here's the problem. You don't have push access to this repository. Only I can push to it. So what you need to do is you go to the top and fork this repository. When you fork this repository, GitHub will take a complete copy of this repository and put it in your account. You have full control over that repository. You can create new branches, new tags, you can push your stuff, you can do anything you want, right? So currently, I'm logged in using my other GitHub account, that is Code with Mosh account. I'm going to fork this repository that is in my personal account. Take a look. It's going to take a few seconds. All right, look, we have a copy of this repository in my Code with Mosh account, which is forked from my personal account. So this is my repository in GitHub. Now I'm going to clone it on my local machine and start working on it. So let's go to code, grab the URL, and then clone this repository. Good. So now let's go to this directory. I'm going to start a new branch, git switch -c. We can call it bugfix. Now on this branch, I'm going to make a commit. So let's echo hello to our README file and then make a commit and say update README. Good. Now I'm going to push this branch to my GitHub repository. So git push -u, the first time I'm going to push this branch, origin, which represents my forked repository, and then the name of the branch, that is bugfix. Now back on GitHub, my bugfix branch has recent pushes. So when I'm done with this branch, I can start a pull request. Now look over here. We're trying to compare the bugfix branch in this forked repository in my Code with Mosh account. We're comparing that with master of this base repository that is in my personal account. So starting a pull request is exactly like before. The only difference that we have here is that we have two repositories, the base repository, which is the main or the official repository, and my forked repository. Now we should give this pull request a descriptive title. So we can say bugfix in change password form. Of course, we can leave more details and then create the pull request. Now the maintainer of this repository, in this case myself, is going to get notified. So I'm going to come back here and have a conversation with the person who suggested these changes. So just like before, we can have a conversation, the maintainer can request changes, and the contributor can push new commits. At some point, when the maintainer is happy, they can come over here and merge this pull request. Now here's the interesting part. Currently, I'm logged in using my Code with Mosh account, so I'm a contributor to this repository. Now look, I cannot merge and close this pull request. Only the maintainer can do this. So on this other browser window, I'm logged in using my personal account. And look, we have 4 pull requests. And here's the last one that I just created using my other account. So I can look at this pull request, go through changes with the contributor. At some point when I'm happy, I can merge and close this pull request.